This will be the final presentation for Chapter 1 on present time. So we're going to go through 5, 6, and 7, sections 5, 6, and 7. The first part we're going to talk about is the spelling of final S or final ES on verbs and how to determine which to use. So, my mom grows tomatoes in her garden. We can see that grow, when it takes that final S, it just takes an S and not an ES. So let's keep that in our minds and see if we can find some other examples that might take the ES and see what is different between them. Visit becomes visits, just S. Speak becomes speaks, no ES, just S. For most verbs, we just add S. Ride, you add S. Write, add S. These verbs already have the E, so they do end in ES, but you're not adding an additional E. Catch, however, becomes catches. We're adding a whole syllable, ES. Wash becomes washes. Miss becomes misses. Fix, fixes. Buzz, buzzes. So, this is the key here. If it ends in CH, SH, S or double S, X or Z or double Z, then you're going to add that ES. The reason is because with those final sounds, we can't just add an S. We need an extra syllable. We need an extra vowel sound before the final S. So we have to spell that with an ES to be able to pronounce it the way that it is written. So for words that end in Y, like fly, it turns into IES. The Y becomes an I, and then we add ES, flies. So we don't add another syllable, but to spell it correctly, we have to add that IES without the Y. Pay, however, does not take an IES. Can anyone imagine why that might be? So look at the difference. Fly has consonant, consonant, Y. Pay, on the other hand, has consonant, vowel, Y. So we can infer that if there is a consonant before the Y, then we will do the IES. If there is a vowel before the Y, we will just add the S. Go takes ES. Do takes ES. Go becomes goes. Do becomes does. Have becomes has. These are irregular forms. In the simple present, there are not too many irregular verbs. We will find many more irregular verbs in the past tense. So, in this sentence, what is the verb? The child smile a lot. Is that correct? Verb is smile. So do we add S or ES? In this case, we already have an E. We're just going to put an S. The child smiles a lot. The girl wash the car. So wash, is it going to take an S or an ES? Do we remember if it was one of those sounds on the list? Yes, it's washes. If we're adding a syllable, we need to add ES. Now, what's the verb in this one? He'd do his laundry on Monday. Small little boy doing his laundry. Very impressive. So, the verb is do. And for this one, we remember this was an irregular verb, so it becomes does with ES. Now, non-action verbs. This is important. Non-action verbs can also be called non-progressive verbs. These are verbs that typically do not take the progressive tense. There may be some exceptions in some rare cases, but generally speaking, these verbs will be in a simple tense, not a progressive tense. So Elaine has a new car. We would not say Elaine is having a new car. She has it. It is ownership, which is a condition in this case, and it's not an action. I know your sister. We would not say I am knowing your sister. I'm thirsty. I want something to drink. We would not say I am wanting something to drink. I prefer iced tea is correct. I am preferring iced tea is not correct. So, non-action verbs have to do with a situation. I know someone, I want something, I prefer something. It is not an action in progress. Even if it is a situation that is happening at the present moment, it is not an action. So when think refers to a belief, it is non-progressive. When you have thoughts in your head at a moment, like I am thinking about lunch because I'm hungry, that is an action. I am thinking about studying right now, thoughts in a person's mind. So I think that learning English is important, which means I believe that learning English is important. I am thinking about studying right now. Those are the thoughts that are in my head right now. So Jesse has a motorbike. When have means ownership. When something is owned, it is not a progressive verb. But when it doesn't mean own, like my aunt is having an operation, in that case it means undergoing or taking part in or doing. So that can be progressive. My aunt is having an operation. We can infer that that is happening right now or happening soon. So let's try this. Does he always, what form of the verb remember? Does he always remember your birthday? That is not an action in this case. Are you blank trouble with your homework? So that would be right now. So that would be progressive. Are you having trouble with your homework? What blank about? So she is the subject and think is the verb. It's not asking what she believes about something or what she thinks about something like a belief. It's asking about this moment right now. She looks very pensive. She looks like she is lost in thought. So we want to know, what is she thinking about? Now, short answers to yes or no questions in present verbs. This is some shortened forms that we are going to look at to answer questions, yes or no questions. You can certainly answer with just yes, but you can add a little bit more to clarify. Is Andrew muddy? I assume that boy is Andrew, so the answer is yes, he is. Now, questions with do or does. Does Cheryl like yogurt? Yes, she does, or no, she doesn't. We don't have to completely repeat the sentence, or the question in this case. We don't have to repeat every detail. We can sometimes just repeat the subject and the helping verb. Yes, she does, or no, she doesn't, the negative. The long answer would be yes, she likes yogurt, or no, she does not like yogurt. But it's easier and more common to just use the shortened answer. Do you like yogurt? Yes, I do, or no, I don't. And the longer version would be yes, I like yogurt, or no, I don't like yogurt. Are you teaching? This is a question with be. Yes, I am, or no, I'm not, or no, I am not. And these are the longer forms. Yes, I am teaching, or no, I'm not teaching. Is Madison a teacher? Yes, she is. No, she's not, or no, she isn't. There are two possible contractions for the negative there. Yes, she is a teacher, or no, she's not a teacher, or no, she isn't a teacher. Again, the long forms there are less common. The short forms are more common. Are Jean and Ali teaching? Yes, they are. No, they're not, or no, they aren't. Again, two contraction forms for the negative. And the long answer, yes, they are teachers, or no, they're not teachers, or no, they aren't teachers. So let's Practice this. Questions with do or does. Does who? Oscar, and the verb is send. Does Oscar send many text messages? Think for a moment about what the short answer will be here. Yes, he does. Now, this one says, as we can see, it says right now, so the form is going to be different. Is he sending a text message right now? And because we used the be verb instead of a do auxiliary or helping verb, it's going to look a little different. No, he isn't. He's watching static on TV for some reason. All right, so with the subject you and the verb like, how are we going to complete this? Blank scary movies. The appropriate completion would be, do you like? And the short answer would be, yes, I do. Blank scary movies 2 with the subject your sister and the same verb like. How are we going to complete that one? Does your sister like scary movies too? And if the answer is no, we can say no, my sister, or no, she doesn't. And that is it for chapter 1. Stay tuned for chapter 2.